Hey guys, so as promised, I'm deciding to continue making positive videos. I mean, not all of my videos are positive, but I think it's good to, when you're having anything in your life, any kind of hurdle or any struggle that you have, whether it's a breakup, like what I just went through, or whether it's you were fired from your job, or you failed at something, or whatever it is, it's important to get back up on that horse and go on the journey of life. So this is kind of a follow-up to a video I made before my previous video, and that is on fulfillment. So I wanted to actually make a video sooner than I am right now, but because of circumstances, I just didn't feel like making it. And what this video is inspired by, it's also inspired by the same video that Evan Carmichael made. If you haven't checked out his channel, I can leave a link in the description box. I mean, he's a pretty big YouTuber. He has over 1 million subscribers. Basically, he focuses on successful people, and these people are not necessarily 100% liked. Nobody's 100% liked, but some of these are more controversial figures. But basically, his message is believe, and his videos really inspire me and the people that he, focuses on. Anyways, in the same video that he made about fulfillment, he talks about the who, the why, and the how. And I kind of wanted to talk about this as well, because these are very important when you're trying to go after anything in life. But especially when it's something that you're truly passionate about, whatever that thing is, and you may not know. But basically, you have to start off with the who. You have to have, in Evan's case, it's his one word, which is believe. The kind of essence of everything you do. Who is that? And that doesn't mean a person, that doesn't mean an actual thing. That can be abstract, like a word, or a belief. But it's deciding what that is, and ultimately who that is for you. And I think for me, I would say my word is inspire, if we're talking about a word. My goal in life is to inspire people to be their best selves. And sometimes it can be really difficult, and sometimes I don't have inspiration, and sometimes, we're all human, or at least I think we're all human here. I don't know if my cats are watching my videos, but that would be like so awesome if I found out that my cats watched my videos. But anyways, I ultimately want to inspire some people. It could be one person, it could be a ton of people, but that is my word, I believe. And also just abstractly thinking, it's a feeling that I get and a concept that I think about, of just this energy of this a vibration that just attracts people through inspiration. And I don't know, who's to say I will or will not inspire someone. I hope I do in the future, and I hope that I'm able to reach more people in the future, and that's why even this YouTube channel is a thing. And this kind of goes into the why. Why do I do what I do? Why do you do what you do? Why do we do what we do? The why is, I find the why to be very important. Because if there isn't a why behind something, I mean, well, at least when it comes to your goals and your passions in life, I think that it is empty. Why do you do what you do? I do things because I want people to be inspired. I want to create things that not only I can relate to and I love and I enjoy, but also to help people and to have people be able to realize within themselves that they're able to make a difference. And it doesn't mean that we're all going to make a difference on the same wavelength or scale, but it means that we all have such a force within us, just as human beings, or if you're my cats, which, hey Fleur and Pumpkin, if you're watching this, we all have this force. We're able to create things, and again, it can look different for everybody, but I do it for those people. I don't even know, I may not even know those people. I may not even meet those people in my whole life. But if I'm able to touch people in a way that's in a positive way, and I know that not everybody is going to feel this way about me, certainly not, and I definitely have encountered that, but that doesn't really matter to me. It just matters those people, maybe it's a select few, but if those people are able to actually make a change for the better, or they're inspired to do things that are positive for this world, then that is my why, and that is really the reason behind everything I do. It would be awesome in the future to have the means to make enough money to live, better off than I am now. But at the end of the day, money doesn't mean anything to me if I'm not able to help people, if I'm not able to inspire people. And unlike some people, and I'm not, well, I guess this does kind of sound judgmental, and I guess I am being a little judgmental, but I see people get successful, and then they just spend it on designer brands and stuff, and maybe that's their why. Maybe they really, find fulfillment out of that. I don't, maybe I will buy nice things in the future, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I would rather buy a few nice things than buy a bunch of cheap things, but that's beside the point. I personally want to be able to, if that wealth comes, or when that wealth comes, I want to be able to give back to people, and I want to make a positive difference with that, not only in my personal life, but also on a wider scale. So my why is the people, and you have to kind of decide what your why is. And you don't have to do it for others. I do think that doing things for others, you have to, well, first of all, you have to fill your cup up first. You have to be selfish in a way. You have to be able to feel good with yourself, and whatever that looks like for you. For me, that's being able to be one with myself and truly love myself. And I get off track, and I do things where, I do things that I know are not serving me, but the thing is, I always click back to it, and I realize this isn't serving me. I shouldn't be in this situation. But whatever that looks like for you, you need to get to that place. And I think helping other people will ultimately help you, but you have to start with yourself first. But again, the why could be whatever you want. It doesn't have to be about inspiring other people or, you know, touching other people in a positive way, and not, obviously not physically. Hugging is one thing, but yeah. but I don't even know why I commented on that. But anyways, and then we get to the how. And I feel like this is kind of like the hardest one to realize or to accept, is the how. Because oftentimes we may have goals, we may have visions, we may have all of these things, and we just don't, you know, we're like, oh, we're so gung-ho, we have this whatever, whatever that looks like for you. And then we're just like, but how? Like, how are we going to do this? I don't know how I'm gonna be successful. I don't know how I'm gonna become an artist. I don't know how I'm gonna become a rapper. I don't know how I'm gonna become, you know, a physician. Whatever that looks like for you, and it's gonna be different for every single person because everybody's different. But you're not gonna always know the how. You're not gonna always know the how. But what you can do, and in fact, you can't plan out everything. Despite how, you know, I would absolutely love, and I think a lot of people can relate to this, is plan out my whole life and be like, this is what I want, and this is what my life is gonna be. I'm going to plan it. It's gonna be awesome. This is it. But again, sometimes those plans, well, oftentimes, those plans do not go as planned. And in fact, I said this in my last video, sometimes what you think you want is not actually what you need or what you truly want. So it's kind of a good thing that we can't always determine things. Because a lot of stuff, no matter how disciplined you are, which I think it is good to be disciplined in many ways, but no matter how disciplined you are, at the end of the day, there's going to be things that happen that you cannot control. For example, if a tornado comes through your neighborhood, you're not controlling that tornado. You don't control other people. So you don't control whether or not you have whatever illness it is. I mean, there's some ways that you can prevent certain things, and I think that positive thought does help, but at the end of the day, there are certain things that you cannot control. So you have to, instead of focusing on, when you're thinking about how, don't focus on actually how you're doing it, but focus on how you respond while doing whatever it is you are wanting to do, or just in life in general. You have to say, you know, this is a journey. I'm not always gonna know, and maybe most of the time I'm not gonna know exactly how this is gonna play out, but I can be positive. And you don't have to always be positive. You don't always have to be happy about things, but be able to dial back in those moments of despair or worry or sadness. You have to dial back and realize, you know, I need to enjoy this journey. I need to become fulfilled. And this has a lot to do with loving yourself. And it comes back to yourself. If you're not truly one with yourself, I don't think it is possible to truly feel fulfilled or truly enjoy the journey, the how. And I was actually thinking of a weird, like, metaphor or analogy. I always get confused on what, I guess, metaphor is. I was thinking about life as a jelly donut. And actually this came to me while I was away this weekend. I was back in Georgia spending Thanksgiving with my family and friends. And at my Nana's house, my Nana had these donuts. And they're from like this local bakery, and my Nana was saying basically that these donuts have a lot of jelly filling in them, more so than most donuts that I've seen. I can compare it to like Dunkin' Donuts. In a lot of ways, I like Dunkin' Donuts. I'm not a huge donut fan, by the way. I'm really particular about them, but beside the point, I can appreciate donuts. And something I've noticed with a lot of donuts is, for example, I'm not bashing on Dunkin' Donut. Again, I love Dunkin' Donuts, but I do realize that Dunkin' Donuts doesn't always have so much filling on the inside. It has like this little amount, whereas the donut's like this big, it has like maybe this much. Maybe I just had a bad donut, who knows. But I realized with these donuts that they really were filled basically to the brim. The whole donut was completely filled with jelly in the inside. I think it was like a raspberry jelly. And I really appreciated that. And maybe not everybody likes the jelly-filled donuts, and maybe not everybody likes that much filling, but I appreciated that they really put, you know, a lot into that. And you can think about life, or the how, fulfillment, and in this case, you're actually filling a donut, as a donut, a jelly-filled donut. And you can, I think everybody, you can look beautiful on the outside. You can look inviting, delicious, sweet, savory, whatever it is on the outside. You can have sprinkles that make you more inviting to some people. You can have chocolate on there, vanilla, whatever your coconut, whatever your donut of choice is. But on the inside, so let's say these are supposed to be filled donuts. On the inside, people bite into this donut that looks so beautiful, expecting it to be filled with something amazing. And maybe they just get a tiny bit of filling, maybe even smaller than what I said about Dunkin' Donuts. Again, no hate towards Dunkin' Donuts, but let's say it's like this much filling out of like a donut that's like that big. I think you would be disappointed. Or let's say the filling wasn't something that you wanted, and the filling was like, you have like this strawberry donut on the outside, and then in the inside it's like garlic and potato, I don't know, like something random, and you're just like, what? Oh, this doesn't make sense. I think we can think about life in this way and think of yourself as the filled donut, the jelly-filled donut, or whatever you want your filling to be. It's okay, you know, that's awesome that you may look the part, you may be attractive, you may be inviting in some way, you may be funny, you may be all of those things, personality, appearance, height, weight, whatever. But on the inside, and this doesn't mean for other people. So in this weird analogy that I said about someone eating a donut, imagine if that was yourself eating your donut self. It needs to be what you want your filling to be. And this goes for life. When you're filling yourself up, when you're trying to go through life, you don't always get to decide what happens to you, but you can always decide how you respond. And maybe you're gonna have slip-ups, but ultimately you decide what goes into that donut. You decide what ingredients you fill it up with, or if you fill it up at all. And you can decide many things in your life. But yeah, ultimately, whatever you want that donut filling to be, however much you want, if this was a donut convention and these were supposed to be filled donuts, why not fill your donut up as much as you can so it's bursting at the seams? And you can see this as life. When you fill yourself up, when you are truly happy with yourself and you truly know yourself as much as you can. I don't think you're ever going to completely know yourself. Maybe you will, but you're always changing, you're always growing. And when you fill yourself up to the point of bursting, your jelly's coming out of the seams, people are gonna see that, and you're gonna see it within yourself, and you're gonna feel fulfilled, and you're going to go throughout life, and you're gonna know your who, your why, and your how. And I can't necessarily give you advice on how to do that, or what your why is, or who your who is. But I hope that this is food for thought when we're talking about donuts. And I hope you guys are having an amazing day. And thank you guys so much for your positive comments. I actually really wasn't expecting so much positivity. You know, I was kind of bracing myself, you know, for the negative comments. I think I received one, I deleted it, but you guys are awesome, and thank you. And I hope you guys are able to find your who, your why, and your how. And think about that donut analogy or metaphor or whatever that is. Yeah. Well, bye guys.